Let's take a look at the ISO 27001 toolkit then, especially the light version, but compare it to the full version. So with the light version, you get the mandatory documents, you get those core ISO 27001 documents, and we'll have a look at those in a second. Whereas in the full version, then you'll get the non-mandatory documents and a lot of best practice supporting documents. So risk management templates, for example, I've got like 10 risk management key risks that a business would typically face with information security. So those are in the full toolkit rather than in the mandatory light toolkit, for example. There's some basic templates around auditing and review in the light kit and some basic policies and procedures. What it doesn't contain is business continuity plans, training and awareness. There's quite a lot of training and awareness in the main kit. So there's 6 months worth, to my mind, of training that you can send out to people in terms of emails and flyers and content that you can use. And then there's some other bits and pieces around the communication templates, supplier policies, etc. So let's focus on the mandatory documents of the toolkit. So there's a scope of the ISMS, which is really important. So we can just have a quick look at that. Here's the scope. So this is for you to populate because every business's scope is different. So you start with what the statement is about your business and a bit of description about what your ISMS is about. And then it's on to the context of the organisation, the internal issues, what the organisation structure is, your business processes that are in scope. So, for example, there are going to be some things that potentially are outside your scope, and that's important to identify what is specifically in scope. So it might be customer facing services, for example, or any business process that is processing customer data. Who are your stakeholders? And I have put in some examples. So you never want to look at a document and think, oh gosh, what should I be putting in here from scratch? But I've put in some example information for you just to get you off the ground. And you can change that, adapt it, delete it. It's up to you entirely. What else we got here? We've got the internal and external issues, and for example, do we have a contract with a business that stipulates 27001 is mandatory? Are we handling GDPR, for example? So that's just a little taster of that particular document. Then we've got an information security policy, roles and responsibilities, risk assessment processes, risk treatment process, statement of applicability. So that's a big one. Let's have a quick look at that. Here we go. So this is statement of applicability for you to complete, but it is already completed based on my kind of full toolkit. Again, it's better than just looking at it and thinking, what is this? So for example, organizational control 5.1, do you have policy around information security? So it describes what that control is. You say whether you have it or not. Is it applicable to your organization? Everyone must have a policy, so it's going to be. And then whether it's implemented or not and how it's implemented. So here I've already populated and said you've completed my information security policy, and that's how we've met that control. And then the references, and you can put links into the various policies or documents so that you've got evidence that you can immediately click on if somebody wants to see that. Then you can see who the owner is, date last review, and some additional notes. So this is the list of controls from Annex A. There's 93 of those, and I've done it for all of them. So you can download that and you can populate it. It's published information, this document, but my additions to it are the value add here. So what else we got after statement of applicability? We've got some basic objectives that you can use and adapt. We've got some records that you can use because you must have evidence of people's competency and training, and then there's some evidence about how you would monitor and measure an ISMS, so some key performance indicators that you could use to get you off the ground, an internal audit plan, management review meeting minutes. So this is a document that you can use that will give you the minimum that you need to do in order to have good management meetings. So it'll lay out the agenda for you. And then a non-conformity and corrective action log, because you need to be tracking those where you're non-conform with either your own ISMS or with 27001 standard. And then a procedure about the control of documented information. So there's quite a lot in there. Most of it is being populated with examples, so you're not just staring at a blank template, but it should offer real value to people that are trying to wrestle with those mandatory documents. And don't trust ChatGPT, it will get it wrong. There are certain elements that must be in some of the documents. For example, the policy and must have a few things in it. Roles and responsibilities is another example. If you try and get ChatGPT to do it, it will miss those things. It always does. So these documents are there for you to use. They're not to be distributed beyond yourself, but you can use them for your own company and your own usage. Okay.